What are you doing?
Nothing. Just sitting in my hotel room.
Yeah? You're in Detroit?
Yeah, in Detroit. I'm
Does-
supposed to be reading up on shit, but I haven't.
What are you supposed to be reading up on?
Just fucking case law. I'm in the contract law class. That's what I'm up here for.
Oh, man, you should have just called me. I could have taught it. All right, man, I got to go, okay?
I'm going down, baby. Don't street in the rain. Come on. Street sweeper, baby. Ready to let it go. Listen to it blare. Light it up and take a puff. That's it to me now.
Welcome back to 20 Minutes of Fire. This is Erica Spera.
This is Julian G.
And today our guest is Drew Whitney Morgan.
Go.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hey,
welcome.
what's up?
How
Thanks
you
for coming
doing?
on. Julian, who is our sponsor this week?
Oh, yeah. The sponsor this week, contacted by Still Perkin Coffee Shop. It is 2727 Britannia Street in New Orleans, Louisiana. We're located conveniently in the Rink Shopping Center. They are open bright and early for your coffee needs, 7, and they close at 6. That is every day, but mind you, Sunday is 8 to 5. I repeat, Sunday
Oh, that's
8
important.
to 5.
Oh,
It's
it's
located
Sunday.
in the Garden District.
But they're
I've been to the
they're
Garden
open
District.
every day,
Love it.
though.
What?
They're open every day, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Drive-through?
No drive-through, but ample parking.
Yes. And probably worth it. Get out of your car and go support local businesses.
You got to support the locals.
New Orleans almost killed me. I didn't go to that coffee shop, but
If
I got a blood clot there. That's just for a different time, different topic.
in your
I've never
Arm.
been.
in your arm.
Yeah.
Was it New Orleans' fault, or was it coming no matter where you were going to be? At
I
that
think
time?
being on the road in a car that long, so no. And maybe
Ooh.
drinking, which is sort of New Orleans' fault.
Which arm? Did you feel like you were having a heart attack? For a
My
brief
right
moment?
arm, no.
Oh,
Left arm's heart attack.
that's
right?
what I freaked out. I would probably freak out if it was either.
Wait, which one's heart attack? Left arm.
You guys want to see
Left.
my scar?
What?
That has to do with the blood clot.
Yeah, they had to cut my
What?
rib out.
What the fuck are you talking
What
about?
is? Who knew you were such a warrior?
No, I was just like riding in a car. Wasn't really warrioring. It was just like, oh, that old man couldn't ride in a car.
How long was
my
the car
God.
ride?
I don't know, 9 hours.
That's not that long.
I know it doesn't take long to get a blood clot if you're susceptible to them and you got issues.
How do you know if you're susceptible?
Well, he knows now.
Am I? How do you know?
I don't.
I mean,
that's
it's
a good
usually
question.
old people.
Oh, good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Were you on birth
Wait, but my
control? I know
body
that
age is really
contributes.
old.
I was on birth control.
Oh, wow. There
That
you
really?
go.
Oh, yeah, they do say that.
They are coming out with the male one soon.
It has
I'm gonna be on
plastic
that.
in your penis.
Oh, that's what that means.
Yeah,
Oh,
polymers.
that's what it is? I thought
Yeah.
you just
I
had
thought
to
it was
get
a
like a
pill.
shot once
Yeah,
a
shot
month.
of plastic.
Oh, in...
It's like
whoa.
polymers. I mean, it's
in
like
your
tiny
arm.
plastic.
In your arm.
No, in your dick.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Oh, man. No, that's more like that's more of a male, like, IUD.
Right.
Yeah,
If
I'm
anything.
alright. I don't even know what that one is, but
What
I'm
do
pretty
you
safe.
know?
I'm pretty safe.
Were you ever in sex education?
Nah, we didn't have that.
No, you didn't have it at all?
I don't think so.
Are you being 100% serious?
I remember watching a movie about birth, but we definitely do anything about it.
Did you do that in math class?
They didn't even have, like, a condom demonstration?
Definitely no condom demonstration.
I don't remember a condom demonstration.
Well, you're South, so it's probably different. They just teach
Dicks.
abstinence in the South.
You
don't
guys
they?
are dicks.
No, we didn't have that shit.
Am I wrong?
Oh no, you know what though? In health class, they did show us a bunch of pictures of like people with syphilis and stuff,
Okay, you had sex ed
but
then.
no condoms.
Well, I didn't watch that because it was like, this is for the boys.
Oh well, I didn't.
Yeah,
They
we
didn't
don't
even
care
split
if
us
the
up.
girls get syphilis. They
They just
deserve it.
One
if
dude,
they
one dude
spread their
fainted. My
legs.
boy Corey Aviva.
Corey, are you listening?
So apparently, he wasn't paying attention to the rest. Just kidding, Corey.
It sounds like it wasn't
He
his
seemed like a
fault
great kid.
that he wasn't paying attention.
Damn, I feel like a dick.
What's fuck? He fainted. I mean, it's his
Oh yeah,
fault.
he was
That's on
like
him.
it was
How's
like
it his-
pictures of herpes on the vagina.
Oh
And
yeah.
he just, or maybe it was penis. I wasn't actually in the room. People told me, and he just like fainted.
No, I can see that. I mean, some of those pictures are. Oof.
I chose
That's
not to look at
crazy.
him. I didn't look. It was optional.
I still don't feel like it's his fault.
It was an option.
No, it's not.
People faint at blood.
My brother faints when they draw blood.
Yeah, a lot of people are like that. And he said
Needles.
or it's something, I forget what it's called, but there's one that's like any blood you see, you like get lightheaded,
I've
and then
heard.
there's some that it's like if it's just yours.
But I just realized it's not blood; it's the needles. Because even if it's just
Ooh.
like a booster shot, he'll faint.
But he's a grown up.
He's super tough. Like he's in prison, but he'll faint if you show him a needle. Swear to God. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's weird.
Prison. And he's like, nah, no needles though.
Yeah.
Well, at least he'll never. Well, he's not in prison for drugs, I'm guessing.
Not heroin, at least. Not heroin.
Oh, what?
It's not
See,
heroin.
I would-
indirectly.
And you can do heroin.
We're off on a
sniffing.
side thing now.
Well, I meant like he was never a drug addict.
He was, but
Oh,
but yeah, no needles.
No needles.
that just blows my mind. You're like terrified of needles, and then because I feel like, well, I don't know. I'm not a drug addict, so I wouldn't know. But I feel like most drug addicts' environments would have a lot of needles in them.
Oh, for sure. But it's just like as long as it's not going in him, he can look at one. He just can't look at one on the way to his body.
I mean, yeah. I'm the opposite. I'd rather look. I hate when they're like, "Don't look," and then you don't.
Yeah, I
see
have
it
to
coming.
stare.
I do it just so I can be in my head like, Jun, you's a man. You know?
No,
But I do not like it.
I don't feel
But
like
I front like I'm okay with it. I'm just like, hey, I'm good. And then like I sit there and then they're done. And then I'm just like chilling like it's nothing. But in fact, I was actually scared.
I think they finally came out with like a painless way to give shots, but I think they only use it on kids.
Give me the regular.
they just.
I think I saw it on Shark Tank. It was some invention this lady had, and it's something like it vibrates around the area.
That's a good idea.
And then so when the needle goes in, they like don't even
like
feel
a
it.
shot vibrator. I don't understand.
Kinda.
I get it.
It's
No,
just
I
for
get it.
kids.
It's like stimulating that whole area.
Uh-huh.
And then it's like distracting you. Shot done.
Yeah, but apparently I think it's painless. But it's one of those things that I'd be like,
Shots
That
Why
feels
can't
like
you give me that,
cheating to
though?
me. Anyone else? Am I wrong?
No, I agree.
Okay.
But for a kid, nah.
yeah,
I'll
kids
do it.
screaming and stuff. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
I mean, I don't want to deal with it, and I don't want them to have to go through pain. But at the same time, the world's a fucked up place. That's like one of the first things you learn to fucking deal with as a child, right?
That's facts.
I mean, You know,
True.
it's like,
Facts.
well,
Facts be.
and if you get through it, we'll give you a lollipop or whatever your mom. Depends on your mom. Some
Facts.
moms gave you toys.
Jello.
Jello?
No, I'm just saying.
I think right down the middle's good.
Yeah, but it's just crazy that, I know dentists have a new. They have a painless method of. No, just make sure you're talking to the top. Sorry.
Oh,
This
to
is-
the top.
Yes, it's terrible. Everyone's hearing this. Sorry. Dentists now have they can give you the shot of Novocaine painlessly. But
Okay.
it's not like any extra device or anything. They just, I guess, figured it out. But it's amazing that they still, with shots.
So it's like
Don't have that
one
yet.
dentist did something other than be a dentist. It was like, all right, I'll figure
yeah,
this
that's
out.
my- myself.
Research. Yeah.
I wouldn't have told anyone.
But that's how you truly make it in the medical fields. You just come up with one invention like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and then they fly you all around the country to train everyone.
Right.
Oh, shit. Now I would tell people.
Yeah.
Like, no, I wouldn't tell anybody.
Because I was thinking like then
I
like
would
everyone
tell
would have to everyone would
everybody.
want to go to my dentist office, but then I'm thinking more people than I could handle would want it. I might as well make money
Yeah.
training.
Just flying around the world.
Yeah, take it all
like
back.
a
guys.
rock star dentist.
I didn't think that through.
That's
Sorry, guys.
no, it's fine. Oh, also, Drew, who was your buddy on the phone we talked to?
Oh, we talked to Trey Crowder. He's a comedian, but he has an interesting day job, and that's why he was talking about taking contract law. He works for the government. Yeah.
Yeah, give us our topic for the week. So you currently are technically still a practicing lawyer.
I am. Yeah.
Like you keep your I don't know the terminology for it.
I have a bar.
Okay.
And it's an active license in Tennessee. I passed the New York bar, but I didn't pay to go through the process.
How much is it?
It's like $800.
Yo, just do that shit.
No, but it's. hear
I
me
don't
out.
need it because I have the job that I have and it doesn't require it. So it's just be spending money for no reason.
Sorry, you're right, Drew.
So, but taking the bar was essentially if you do want to change your mind and start practicing again, you're pretty much ready to go.
Well, when I took the bar, it was because I thought I would continue being a public defender when I got
Okay.
here.
Oh, you were a public defender in Tennessee.
And Miami-Dade County, Florida.
Oh, that's some cool stuff.
Just crush it.
Bless you.
You gotta get some allergy medication.
All right.
Anyway, so your buddy currently right now does what you used to do.
No, he works for the federal government, and he's at a place getting training on contract law because he runs contract. He does contracts for the federal government. So he was
Ah.
referring to case law that would pertain to contracts exclusively.
Is that just basically a lot of paperwork things? That's
Yeah, he's
sound
learning.
very
So
unintelligent.
no, it's fine. So in any kind of law, there are statutes, and that's what like people would call quote unquote laws. Like if you say, okay, second degree murder is when you kill someone, but you weren't intending to kill them, but you did intend to do whatever it is you did. Like you say you punched somebody in the head 5 times and they died.
You meant to punch them.
That's murder second degree, okay? Case law is what happens when courts interpret laws, because laws are just written, they're a paragraph or whatever. Well, that doesn't encompass all of the behavior and events of the world. So case law is what happens when a court says, okay, this guy, man, now I'm going to blank on a good way to wrap it up with the with the punching people. That one's pretty cut and dry. That's definitely murder too.
but deciphering the laws, is that kind of is this constitutional, unconstitutional?
That's
Or
also
no?
case law. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's a good example. The Constitution grants you certain rights. There's a question of whether or not marriage is inalienable and a constitutional right. And the Supreme Court's going to decide that before the end of their term.
Oof.
And if they say that marriage is a constitutional right, then no state would be able to deny it to gay people.
Gotcha.
That would be case law.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then Congress couldn't then say no, because the Supreme Court has said the Constitution guarantees it. The Congress can't override the Constitution.
This Constitution shit is annoying.
You mean trying to keep up with it, or
No, the fact that we're trying to decipher like a sentence that was written 100 years ago.
I mean, I guess, but it's sort of the foundation of our democracy. It's a pretty big deal.
No,
I mean,
it's a big deal.
I mean, people do get way too bootstrapped to the idea of like, oh, what did the four founders want? I mean, I agree with you. Who gives a fuck what they wanted?
Yeah, I don't care.
I just hope, kind of in my heart, that like they all got together and it was kind of like they waited to the last minute to finish the project. They just kind of pulled an all-nighter and they just were like, you know what, it's good enough. They're like, good. Like they should be like, maybe we should explain this more. They were like, you know what, it's fine.
A lot of
it's good.
people
It's
died, but whatever.
We've been working on this. Like my Adderall's wearing.
Yeah.
Like,
More-
that's-
True.
I hope it was just kind of last minute.
We're
thrown
running out of
together.
booze and whores. I mean, because
That's
our
actually
forefathers
probably
partied.
True.
Very
Yeah.
accurate. That's what I'm saying. I think like if you could talk to them, they'd probably be like, "Yeah, we didn't take that thing that seriously. It was just like get it
No,
done."
I don't
you gotta
know.
have a
I think there
base."
were a few duels. Some people ruined some other people's careers. There's a lot of interesting drama built around that whole thing.
But it would be interesting if the ones we like nitpick the most are the ones that they're like, "Oh, that we didn't work hard on that one.
Or like,
that
yeah,
one was
like-
done in 5 minutes."
Like Jefferson showed up at the end and just happened to be the first one to sign it,
Yeah.
or like that's why he's the first one to sign it. He was
He's
like,
like, "We're
"Fuck,
done."
whatever, just get me out of here." Put his signature on it.
I think we should just scrap it
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing.
and then vote on new constitutions.
Nah, no, that's a terrible idea.
It's
Have
on
you
several
met-
constitutions?
This brings up a point that I've been making lately. People are, we the people, that whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, let's give it back. Fuck the people.
Hey,
Have you met the people?
I'm a person.
You're okay.
Yeah, but there's a lot of
Like, I'll give you a 6. You know what I mean? In terms of politics, like hanging out, you're a 10 out of 10 every time. Jules the God.
yeah.
But like politics, I'm giving you a 6. I'm sorry.
You don't even know.
But like
I'm probably lower than a 6 on
But,
terms
like-
of how much I keep up with it.
but like some people are 3s. They don't need to be voting on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but they
I think
still
it's
have an
valid.
opinion whether they know politics or not.
And they should express that by voting for congressmen and women who they think validate their ideas and opinions, but they shouldn't be redrafting the Constitution.
Listen, can I say something?
Yeah.
I saw a website, okay? And it was called Who Do You Side With?
Okay.
And that might have fucked that up. It might not be called that, but it's similar to that.
All right.
Oh, I
Alright.
saw this post of yours. Continue. I saw it. This is like the only political thing Julian's ever
Whoa,
posted.
whoa. I do a lot of stuff about police brutality and rent control.
That's true. He does. I keep up with him, and he's correct. And I give you a 7 now. Just remembered some of those posts. Go ahead.
But so like I keep up enough to have like an actual opinion about politicians, okay?
I understand.
But I feel like a lot of people don't vote just because they think they don't know enough, okay?
Okay. That's
But
fair.
even if you don't follow politics, you still have an opinion if someone asks you a question,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So this site, it literally asks you all the questions
Uh-huh.
that, like, even just a gay marriage question, whatever, right? Do you think whatever,
Right.
whatever? You answer all the questions. Then at the end, it tells you which politician you side with.
No, I think that's dope. What I'm saying is, in drafting a constitution, it would be a very different
But you could do the same
process. I don't think you could. I understand like what you're thinking, but let me just give
You're
you an
just saying
example.
like for the marriage thing, you just throw a survey
Right,
out
absolutely.
there of who
Like
thinks
any
gays can get
any
married.
person in America is be like, oh yeah, or nah. You know?
Okay.
So
But-
say,
but, like,
say
what
the
if-
country's
what if-
51%, 49%. You go yes with that 51%.
I mean, you guys to. It sucks, but
All right. Well, let me ask you this: what would the question look like in terms of whether or not Americans wanted the Commerce Clause to continue to exist?
well, if you explain it to me, then I could tell you the question.
Okay, fair enough. The Commerce Clause of the Constitution basically says that anything dealing with commerce across borders is the power of that belongs to Congress. Through that little power, the Commerce Clause power, Congress has made decisions throughout history overriding states' rights.
I already know how you're gonna do the question.
All right, well, let me finish.
All right.
So a good example of that, in Alabama, they wanted to keep schools segregated. The federal government said no. Alabama said, you can't make us do anything. Fuck you. And then the Supreme Court said, absolutely, Congress can, through what's called the Commerce Clause. Because the part of the Constitution that gives the federal government the right to control commerce, that includes schools, because it's fucking with commerce. I may have fucked that up a little bit.
Wait.
Because, hold on, I don't want to sound ignorant on this podcast because it goes out in the world. A better example is when hotels in Alabama didn't want to let black people stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you can't make a private business owner, federal government, you can't make an Alabama citizen do anything like that. The Supreme Court said the Congress can do that because of the Commerce Clause. We're talking about business that goes across state lines. People are traveling from Washington, D.C. Boom, Commerce Clause. All right, what's the question?
The question is, hey, do you think that Congress should have authority over businesses?
Okay.
That's too vague.
No, that's fine.
I feel like the Constitution's vague as fuck.
This is why it's not going to work. What do you do? I'm going to put two what ifs in front of you. What if people said yes, 60%, but 90% of Alabama said no?
Oh, this is a countrywide constitution.
All right, so then we go with the whole country. What if 61% of the country said no, Congress should not, and then businesses in Alabama just stop serving black people again? That's the world we would live in.
Listen, that would suck, and I don't support this in the least. But in this theoretical world, that's never gonna happen. I guess I gotta stand by my original.
Well, you don't have to, because the point of the Constitution is it is annoying to have to be stuck with this document. It's hard to change, et cetera, et cetera. But what it does is it gives the courts an opportunity to have basically ground rules. And they protect minorities in all cases, in many cases, not just like racial minorities in many arguments.
You know what? You proved me wrong.
Well, I don't know if I did or not. I mean, like, you could still argue that fuck the Constitution,
bar.
but it wouldn't be easy.
Me and Drew are hugging right now.
He passed the bar in several states.
For viewers who can't view.
I had my money on him.
It wouldn't be easy, is what I'm saying.
No, I get it now. It's like you need some black and white. So that like I'm saying,
black and white rules.
Okay,
that you have to.
I get it. States, they need blacks, they need whites.
I feel so stupid because I started
saying.
referencing segregation of schools and using the Commerce Clause, and
that's still very valid, though.
Yeah, no, I don't think they use the Commerce Clause on that one.
Oh, not with the clause,
but it works for private schools.
Yeah, true,
Gotcha.
but that wasn't the point.
But there's still a handful of areas in the country that do want separate schools.
Well, there's areas in the country that have segregated schools.
Yeah, they still have it. Yeah,
based on money.
That's every state.
Every state?
Based on money.
Right.
Oh yeah, based on money.
All right. What other laws or legal issues you guys interested in?
Well,
about?
How long did you practice?
Well, I was a public defender for
defender?
about 3 years. I'm still technically a practicing lawyer, so I guess we're coming up on 5.
Is that what you? Was that like the first gig you took out of law school?
That's
that
I
the
love
one you
that you
wanted
called
to?
it a gig.
Gig?
Yes, and
and
it's definitely what I wanted. Yeah. I would become very
How
jaded
much do they
in
get
law
paid?
School. Between 42 and 52 starting out.
And how many cases at a time?
Because that's employed by state.
Yes, it's
That's the okay.
So here they're
that's
gonna make a little
state
more.
For the people. Sorry.
Than down there.
not necessarily. No. The two highest in the country are San Francisco, which is funded a lot by private fundings, and they won't hire you unless you have 3 years of experience,
Mm-hmm.
or Las Vegas, which just is able to pay their civil servants so much money because they have so much.
Gotcha.
What was the other question? Oh, yeah, that is what I wanted to do and be.
So
I
what-
wanted to be in the courtroom, and I couldn't see myself being a prosecutor.
What? I don't know if I want to ask you what your like most memorable case was,
Yeah.
or
I wanna
like
ask that.
the
Yeah,
first
ask
one you won, or just.
that.
I'll tell you
The
about one. I'll tell you about
hardest
one I
one?
won that was very memorable, and it's sort
right,
of a
let's hear about
happy
that.
ending. Maybe, I don't know what happened to the kid, but I was a juvenile public defender starting out in Miami-Dade. I had a 14-year-old kid who had quite a few felonies, and they weren't cutting him any sort of deal. All of them were related to drug sales. I think there might have been one aggravated assault, but it was like a fight at school.
They
like,
weren't cutting any deals.
because he had so many. And he was a kid, so like when I say they weren't cutting any deals, they weren't going to throw him in prison or anything. It was just they were going to put this felony, and then they were warning me and him, the next one we're trying you as an adult, even though you're only 14, no matter what. So I go look at the facts or whatever. Make a long story short, the detectives were new and young, and they screwed up. They set up this buy. You know what I'm saying about the buy? You guys watch The Wire, where they send someone in like a CI, a snitch. And long story short, they did all that wrong. So before the trial, quote unquote trial, ever started, I put it to the judge that based upon case law, which is our topic for today, the state of Florida had decided that under these exact facts in a different case, a guilty verdict could not come into play. The facts were that they didn't search their CI before they sent him or her out
So he
in
could
to
have
make the
already
buy.
had it.
He could have had it on him. They didn't search his car. It could have been tucked away somewhere. And these CIs get money and they get extra work by getting good arrests or whatever. So they would have, reason to do that. They didn't see the exchange, these two cops, at all. They didn't see it with their own eyes. So they didn't search the guy and they didn't see the exchange, right? So not seeing the exchange, I argued to the judge under these facts, blah, 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 and we won. My kid, typical 14-year-old, and like you got to have some, you got to bring some humanity into any kind of field.
Yeah.
He's a 14-year-old kid. Like he saw himself as the breadwinner of his house. He was selling pot to other kids, and he was helping his grandma pay bills, and he took a lot of pride in like helping his little brother. But it was sad because he was also going to end up in a bad situation. So I'm saying all that to say he fell asleep during the trial. Like that's how 14-year-old he was. Do you know what I mean? Like this was a huge deal, but he couldn't register, and he wasn't dumb by any means. This kid was super smart. He was just 14.
Wait, so when he was being tried, he was 14.
Yes.
So he had 3 felonies prior to even being 14.
Well, within that year, yeah, it all kind of happened at that year. His
that's what, freshman in high school?
Yeah.
Oh, like when you put it that way, I'm like, oh.
So we win. We leave the court. We're about to leave the courtroom. I am doing the fake humble. Oh, thank you, everybody. Just like
What's your height?
just gloating in it. The prosecutors don't know. The detectives are mad, and they leave the courtroom storming
yeah.
out. The judge is a little upset. He had to do it, but he was like, "You're right, counselor." Blah blah blah. I didn't see it because I was still in there gloating or whatever, and I was getting my files together.
Okay.
But my trial partner went out to smoke a cigarette. This kid leaves. He had on like a nice button-up pair of Timberlands and jeans or whatever.
Right.
Apparently he leaves, undoes the button up, takes it off with one hand, so now he's got on a wife beater, pulls his pants down so they're sagging. It's like he was in there in his court uniform, but now that he's out, he's got to get back on, his real deal uniform or whatever. Apparently he walks by the 2 detectives. They're sitting there like, oh, what do we do wrong? We've got to learn from this, blah, blah, blah. And he walks by him and just goes, what? My friend ran back in and told me that, and it was hilarious to me. And obviously the whole situation is sad, and the fact that that's his mentality at 14 is sad, but it's also very funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And so that was my most memorable positive story.
Oh God, I would have been so terrified they would have like revoked it if I did that. That's probably completely wrong.
It's literally impossible to do.
But I'm saying like
I think
in
my kid.
head,
Well, no, I'm
been
laughing
so
because my
terrified.
kid, who was ignorant at 14 about so many things that you weren't ignorant about, knew
about that. Yeah, they don't know.
Like he's like, nah, I know what double jeopardy is. It's over now.
Oh my God.
He could have walked by and been like, "Yo, I was selling
Wait,
pot in
double
the park that
jeopardy
day."
applies to everything?
Yeah.
I thought that was just for like certain things.
No.
That's what's up.
I thought
Once-
Wait, so let's say you're a prosecutor, okay?
Uh-huh.
And then like halfway through the case, you're like, damn, I don't think I'm gonna get Julian for this murder. You could do a mistrial so that way later on you could try me.
Well, you can't do a mistrial. The judge declares a mistrial.
So but do you get my question? Do you get my question?
Yeah, you could throw the trial. Prosecutors have been accused, and defense lawyers have been accused of doing that on purpose to try and get a mistrial.
That's a whole nother ballgame. You gotta like throw the trial, but make it seem like you're not throwing the
So
trial.
what if your shit's not together? Can you could just keep on postponing the trial, right?
Well, at some point, the judge is going to tell you to go, screw yourself.
Or you have to keep requesting time to get more evidence and stuff.
And if you're a prosecutor, it, in theory, is harder to do because you're the state. You're the one who has to prove something. Now, if you're defense, you could make an argument at least a couple times, don't punish my client because I'm not ready.
But you know what I'm saying? Because the cops only need like 2 things to actually get you arrested, but then they're still going to need more evidence most likely. You get what I'm saying?
Not necessarily. If
I'm talking murders, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, with murders for sure. Murder trials are going to last years, man.
Okay, so it's
2 or 3.
So they keep on requesting those. What I'm asking.
Yeah, usually.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Motion for continuance.
Continuous.
That's insane. Did you? This is kind of my topic, but did you listen to the Serial podcast?
No, I don't. That would be like you guys watching
What
a
is that?
reality
What is
show
that?
about comics or something. Like it just.
Yeah,
What's
I don't
Serial
need
that
that.
would be my
podcast?
question. Would be like, would you be into it the whole time?
Some of my old colleagues, were very into it.
Yeah.
What
But
is it?
it's just too much for me. It was like a podcast where there was a crime, and this podcaster dove into all the problems with the case and made it look like the kid maybe didn't do it.
Oh, that sounds hot.
It was really popular.
It was pretty. I was into it. Also, side note, I thought double jeopardy meant you can't be tried for the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it
That is
means,
what it
right?
means.
That's
Right.
what it means. Okay. All right. I was right on that. Okay.
After you've been proven innocent.
Well,
Either way,
there's
right?
different rules in different states as far as because if you have a mistrial,
That's what I was asking about the
you can
mistrial.
start
You know what I
over.
mean?
But like, there's a point in most states where the prosecutor can't just be like, "We're not going to go any further, Judge. We drop the charges," and then still bring them. And usually it's once the jury is sworn. A mistrial is the only way out of it at that point. And then there's technicalities in each state as how that works.
But so you can't be tried for the same thing twice, innocent or guilty in general is the rule.
No. If you're guilty, you can.
I thought
be-
it was
You can get a
can-
new trial if
yeah.
there was
you're
something
guilty,
wrong
but
with it, if
innocent.
you were found guilty.
but if you're innocent, can't.
If you're found not guilty. No one's ever found innocent in this country.
Oh, didn't know that.
So now, but yeah, if you're guilty, yeah, they always are doing that in the jail.
But
People.
with the movie Double Jeopardy, that whole thing was basically she goes
She
to jail
went to
for
prison for killing her
husband.
husband so she could kill
So
him
she could
legally,
really
and they
kill
couldn't
him
do
now.
anything to her.
yeah,
But that's 100% valid.
Yeah.
That's great. That just blows your mind. You're like, oh, what a great movie.
What a great
I thought that
country.
movie was dope.
What a great constitution.
Well, because
Facts.
but if anything, if I was that girl, I'd be like, you made me do the time. Like, oh, I'd be so mad.
Oh, she could have tortured him and then killed him, arguably. It might have been a different crime if she like kidnapped him or something beforehand. But
But
yeah.
it's something of like, if I didn't want to kill him and then I had to go to prison for killing him, when I
Yeah.
come out, I would just want to kill him.
Right.
Of course.
God,
You really identify with that character.
I do.
She's-
Well, I just,
she's from
it's so
Kentucky.
hard to find someone who will fake their own death in this town. You know what I mean?
right? That's all.
It's real
That's
love.
Erica's soulmate.
no,
So
not
hard.
so, no. I just mean, I guess like noble people would be like
Did you say normal or noble?
noble.
I've never heard anyone use that word unironically unless talking about like the noble people of like Game of Thrones ever in my life.
Really?
That's
That's
one of
I
the
am-
plans.
that's what I just refer to people
What?
as who have good morals. They're noble people, right?
Noble? Use
Noble.
that
Am I
word?
using this word incorrectly? I have a terrible
Noble.
vocabulary.
I don't really
No, I
use
think
it
you
that
did use
often.
it correct. I'm not.
But I don't-
I'm
I don't
blown
look
away.
at- I
I'm
don't look- I
impressed.
don't
This
look at
is an
anyone
impressed
funny
face.
saying
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay.
I don't
Well,
say it, but I don't look at anyone funny for saying it.
You've
Actually,
heard people
I-
say it?
Um,
He's lying. Whatever's about to come. Means I'm about to lie. I'm complimenting you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that's.
I'm not good with words.
didn't
excellent.
sound like it.
It's out.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
This is our timer. We set a little timer for our.
Oh man, I was
Dang,
having
it's-
fun.
That's it.
It
All
was
right.
just solid. Wait. Can I finish the thing
Yeah,
now?
of course.
Yeah.
I'm saying like a noble person would go to jail for killing their husband or whatever, come out, he's still alive, not kill him.
Oh yeah,
No.
for sure.
What?
Dude, that would be like a noble thing of like,
How
I'm
would
not
that be
gonna
noble?
compromise my morals and murder someone.
No,
Yo,
but if he
you've
screwed
heard
you over
so
like that,
you've heard so few people
No, you're
use
like
that word
me.
in your life, you don't know what it means.
I
That
do
would
know what
definitely be
noble means, but if there's certain things that are like,
Oh, you could still do it and be considered a decent person.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying like moral high road is
Nobility.
to not kill
She's
him.
talking about
Nah, I
nobility.
think-
I'm not saying I would take that road. I'm saying I wouldn't.
I
Oh,
think,
guess-
I
which
think
is
you're
why-
pretty noble.
Which is why someone who wouldn't
She
after
looks
doing
noble.
the time. Really? Am I?
Yeah.
I look like a good person?
Yeah.
You,
That's nice. That's
you
good to
to
hear.
me, and I don't know about any of these things I'm about to say. I'm just ignorant. But
No,
to me,
say it.
you look like the type of Italian who would be Roman, which is always makes me think of noble. I don't know
That's
what the
interesting.
Romans actually fucking
I don't
look
even
like.
know if I
Yo, you
am
do look
of
Roman
that.
though.
Yeah,
I know I'm
thank
half
you.
like from the islands. I know that. So
Then that's
south.
far.
That's like
from
what,
Rome.
Sicilian or that's Roman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sicilian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also?
Half skis.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, when I originally wrote the podcast description, I was like, 2 Italians from upstate New York. Julian's like, yo, my one grandma's Jewish, and if she sees this, she's going to kill me. And I was like, you're Jewish? She was like, yeah. I was like, Julian Guarino is
Hilarious.
Jew.
Yeah,
Yo,
my
can I say
grandma
something to
would
wrap
say.
up our case law thing?
Please
Yeah,
do.
go for it.
First of all, I apologize for my ignorance on the Brown v. Board of Education case. That's the segregation case.
I think anyone who listened to it this far clearly knows that you are not the ignorant one in this one. With
Okay.
Julian and I questions.
So this is what I want to say.
What is
In
that?
terms of the criminal law world, there is no such thing as a happy ending. Ever. No matter what happens. Innocent person gets off, they still have to go to trial. That's terrible. Guilty person gets found guilty. That's good, but it's horrible that a crime was committed and someone had to be a victim and go to court and all that. So I just,
For sure.
I like shows like Serial. It's interesting. It keeps people interested in our, world, and people need to take part of the justice system. They need to be awake and aware of what's going on because it's in a horrible state in this country. But don't romanticize it. It's fucking awful. Every day is sad. Every single day.
Oh, yeah. Well, even
Yeah,
just on the
but-
basis of someone's winning, someone's losing.
Exactly. Even when the quote unquote right thing happens, it's because something wrong happened in the first place.
I haven't listened to Serial podcasts, but like I like a lot of
But
shows.
you like Serial? I get
do like
that.
Serial. No, but some, but no, but like I love watching like shows. You know what I mean? That like
Yeah.
First 48, that kind of stuff, forensic files, stuff like that, right?
Oh, you would
The
love
Wire.
Serial then.
but it's that's like fiction, like non-fiction ones.
Oh yeah.
Because but I'm saying like it's interesting, but you're right though. Like, so I didn't listen to Sarah, but are they romanticizing it, or do people like it just because it's very interesting?
People romanticize.
Because
it.
First 48
I don't
will
know
have me
if
very sad at the end, whether the guy
I don't know if Serial or the First 48 romanticizes it. I'm saying people do.
Mm,
Do you know what I'm saying?
mhm.
Like First 48, let's say they find someone, yay, happy day, but like that person either got kidnapped or ran away. It's still a horrible thing. And then that TV show ends, and then they go back to their shitty life and being depressed, or they got kidnapped. Whatever happened, it's terrible, right?
Mhm.
Like all the justice system ever does, even when it works well, is correct a wrong.
Mhm.
That wrong still exists.
It's never. I got you. Yeah.
It's crazy. This is
See?
definitely the most educational episode we've ever done.
Told you I want to be a lawyer.
In a good way, though. Interesting.
You'd be a good lawyer because you care about people.
Seriously, that whole everything conversation, as much as I was into it, the whole time I just was like, yeah, I would have been better off dental school than law school. Just much rather one problem, you look
dental
at it, you
school.
fix it with your hands, and then you're done. And then the patient's gone.
You getting this
Like
good
months
money.
and months, years working on a case? Are you kidding me? I'd blow my
Yeah,
brains
you're
out.
right. No, yeah, that's I'm not.
You ain't
I'm
about
not
that
built
that
for the
drive.
lawyer life. It's just super interesting to me.
I wasn't either, to be honest.
Yeah. Because you're working like 80 hours
Yeah.
a week and shit. I work like 30, 25.
Well, you could do that and be a lawyer. You just be a shitty one.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Yeah, valid point.
All right, maybe I'll go back. Let's go.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah, go back now.
Thanks, guys. This is fun.
Thanks
you
for
could. My
coming on.
cousin's 33, and he just went to law school
Oh, shit. I got
Yeah.
mad hope.
in the South, Mississippi. Big punch.
Ole Miss is a decent. Ole Miss?
I don't know. I think it's just University of Mississippi. Where
That'd be Ole Miss.
That's Ole Miss, yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's
yeah,
a decent law school.
he's there.
I didn't know about the law school, but
Oxford.
They got it.
Faulkner.
That's not bad. Anyway, Drew, do you have anything you want to plug? Shows you run, Twitter.
I'd run a show. Fuck, I don't know, guys. At Average Drew. If you get on there, I'll talk about the two shows I run. I don't remember when they are.
There you go. At Average Drew. And we're newly on Instagram. If you want to follow us there, at 25min. That's also our Twitter handle. Email us 25min@gmail.com. And that's all I got for you this week.
thank you
All right.
for listening.
Nice sincere. Thank you. All right. We'll see you next week, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Let me in now. Let me in now. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. Spin now. I got money to lend my friends, now we in now. Candy beans, Kenwood and tears, now I win now. Woo, fucking lesbian twins, now sin now. Through the pen.